Shalom family, this is me, Mary C, coming to you yet again with another video. And today I want to show you how I go about replenishing my laundry products. So today I'm going to show you how to refill a fabric softener container with do-it-yourself fabric softener. I'm going to show you how to refill a few of these guys here to make your own liquid laundry detergent, and I'm going to show you how to save some money instead of buying the very expensive fabric boosters. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. You can make that yourself. I have a bonus too. The bonus is this. I'm going to show you how to make your own foaming hand soap. So stay tuned. Okay, family, let's start with the liquid laundry detergent. These are some of the things that you're going to need, and I'll show you what I'm talking about one by one, okay, just so that you have all the information. If you have a 5-gallon bucket, I recommend, if you don't have one, go get one, because you're going to need it. This is what I usually do, stir and mix my laundry detergent in. So I have a 5-gallon bucket specifically for, you see it's got it written on here, laundry detergent, and that's what I use this for. I use it to store the soaps afterwards, the bar soaps afterwards when I'm done too. But you're going to need a 5-gallon bucket. If you have a lid, that's excellent. If you don't have a lid, a towel will do, okay? Because what you're going to want to do is, after you're finished mixing it, you're going to let it sit or rest overnight, okay? And then in the morning, and you want it to rest with covered up. So in the morning, you'll uncover it and do the real good stir before you actually put it into your containers. So you're going to need a 5-gallon bucket. Let me see if I can get through this quickly. You're going to need extra empty containers to refill. So if you don't have these, recommendation, I've done this before, is you can go to some of the laundromats and you can, ask the attendant there if you can go through and get the empty containers from their garbage pails. And most of the time they're very friendly and they are happy to let you go and find your containers. So that's what I do. So you're going to need some extra containers, okay, to put everything in. So I've got my 3 here, and I may need more. I do have more on hand. We've been kind of going through some of the liquid laundry detergent, so I do have some more empty ones, which is a good thing. So as they empty and I accumulate them, it's time for me to do more laundry detergent. So, and I showed you a while back how I do my powder detergent. I go back and forth between the powder and the liquid. So I've shown you how to do the powder one. So this is the liquid one. So 5-gallon bucket, empty containers. You're going to need some water, okay? Let me give you the ingredients, okay? You're going to need 1 cup of borax, okay? 1 cup of borax. Now, I'm going to have a little bit of a difficult time showing you the next one, only because it's kind of few and far between, because it takes a while for me to use up all of this laundry detergent once it's made. It lasts forever, and it's cost efficient, okay? So the next one was sitting out, and the container got a little busted, so to speak. So it's kind of, I'm holding it in a bowl so that I don't spill it all over the place. But the next one you're going to need is 1 cup of the Arm & Hammer. See this? Washing soda. Can you see that? I hope you can see that pretty good. This is a laundry boosting washing soda. So you're going to need 1 cup of this, as well as the 1 cup of the borax, right? So we got our powders out of the way. You're also going to need 1, and I'm referring back to my notes, 1 bar of soap. And this one is the Fells, but you can substitute this for whatever soap you prefer. This one is supposed to be skin, good for your skin, sensitive skin and such. So I have the fills. So you need 1 bar of soap, okay? Then you're probably wondering why I have the Dawn the Dawn dish soap here. Well, this will help to boost it, and I use it for just about everything. It's good for cutting grease and all kinds of other goodies, okay, good uses. But what you're going to want to do with this here is you're going to want to add like 1/3 or 1/4 of a cup of the dish soap to your ingredients as well, okay, when you're making this liquid. And then you're going to need a dish, initially, let me get my words right. Initially, you're going to need to have 4 cups of hot water. Of course, I've got my empty container here, and I say 4 cups of hot water. So you put 4 cups of water on the stove and get it hot, because this is what you're going to put your bar soap in, okay? You're going to put your bar soap in here to melt it down. Now, what I didn't tell you is what you're going to need to do to get this bar soap melted down is either chop it up or do like I do. I use a grater, okay? So I'll sit down and I'll grate this into the small pieces, and while I'm having my water getting really hot on the stove, and then I just add the flakes from the soap, all of it, into my 4 cups of hot water. And I have a whisk here, so it's good to have a whisk. I have a whisk here, and I will whisk until that soap is melted, okay? So you're going to need to have those tools, a whisk, a grater, and also a big spoon. Big spoon to go in that 5-gallon bucket, right? Because you're going to need to stir and mix things up. So once you have your cup of borax, you have your cup of Arm & Hammer washing soda, and you have melted your bar soap down with the hot water. I want you to make sure that you have hot water, so have additional hot water on the stove so that you can almost fill your 5-gallon bucket up. And I'm probably not putting this in the right order. So you're going to need to have 4 cups of hot water for the bar soap, okay, to melt that down. But you're also going to almost fill, don't fill it all the way up, because you got to pour a little in there, of the other, the mixed bar soap, melted mixed bar soap, okay? You're going to need to pour that in there as well. So fill up your 5-gallon bucket almost to the top with very hot water, okay? Very hot water. And you're going to pour that cup of borax, that cup of Arm & Hammer washing soda, and you're going to pour in your Dawn dish detergent in there. And then on top of that, you're going to pour in your mixed melted bar soap. And you're going to stir all of that together. Mix it all very well. Once you've got that mixed very well, then what you're going to do is set it to the side, cover it, whether it be the top or with the towel, and leave it overnight to rest. Just leave it overnight and let it rest, okay? The next morning, you'll get up, there may be a gel that forms on the top of it, so you just want to stir it all real good to make sure it's all blended and mixed well. And then you're going to need to have your funnel, and this works well for me. I use this to dip into the 5-gallon bucket, and then I use put my spoon down. I use my funnel to make sure that I don't lose any of it, okay? And so you're going to probably need a funnel, a good sized funnel, and some type of a cup that helps you to pour, okay? But that's pretty much it for making the liquid laundry detergent. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and show you images of me doing just that, okay? So stay tuned. Okay, I've got this big pot filled with water. I'm going to turn that on so that I can get some hot water from my 5-gallon bucket, and then I'm going to turn this one on. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. For melting my bar soap. And then I've got my grater and my soap here. And so I'm going to spend some time just grating the soap into this little container here. And it's just as simple. And I'll do this until this whole bar has been grated. And then when I'm done with that, let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. I don't know if you can see the little granules. Just got started with it, so you're not really seeing a whole lot. So I'll continue to grate this. You don't have to watch me do this. So I'll continue to grate this until it's tiny. And I will then incorporate it into my water, and I will whisk it until it is completely melted. So we'll come back after, we'll come back after my soap is melted and my water is hot, and then we'll go ahead with the next step. Looking for a scoop, something to scoop this out with. Let me adjust my camera, bring it up closer. Okay. So, as you can see, there's steam coming from my bucket. I filled it up with my hot water that, so it's not quite full completely, I am going to add a little bit more. So this is something that you need to be very, 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 very careful with because it's very hot. So I'm going to add the rest of my water because I want this container, this 5-gallon bucket, to be almost full. So this is additional hot water, and I'm able to touch the bottom of it because I got it from my sink. My water comes out very hot, but not hot like the stove hot, but hot enough. So I mixed that with the hot water that boiled on the top of the stove. So I am about right here to this bucket full of hot water. Like I said, you want to be careful with this because it is hot, okay? So I have my 1 cup of borax, and I'm going to put that in my hot water, all of it. And we want to mix that in. Make sure it's good and mixed. And then I've got 1 cup of my Arm & Hammer washing soda. So 1 full cup of that. And you want to blend that in real good. Okay, you want to make sure it's good. And this is why I was saying that you're really going to need a long-handled spoon because this butter's hot. Okay, so I'm going to now, and be very, very careful with this. I've got the whisk in here still. And I'm going to remove this whisk and put it over here out of the way. But I have my mixed bar soap that's melted, okay, in my hot water. And again, this is very hot, family, so be very, 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 very careful. So I'm pouring all of that in, okay, all of it. And that was mixed up. It was melted pretty good. So you want to mix that, mix it well. And last but not least, and I'm sorry my back is to you while I'm doing this. I don't know how else I can do this. Maybe I'll do another video and do it a little bit better next time. But anyhow, so with my back to you almost, I am still stirring. And I have the last ingredient for this laundry detergent. And this is my, what is this? The Dawn dish soap. And I am putting in 1/3 cup of the, so you can see it, the Dawn dish soap. All right. And this is the last of this recipe. And because I don't want to lose any of the Dawn, I'm going to kind of dip it in there just to make sure that I'm getting all of my soap out of this cup. All of it. All right. I'm going to dip it in a couple more times. And it is completely dissolved in there. Very good. So that is the gist of the laundry detergent. And so what I'll do is I'll finish stirring this up. It's pretty blended. The powders are no longer a powder. It is a soap. It is a pretty mixed up, well mixed soap. So you have your laundry detergent, and again, it is hot. So be very, very careful. I'm going to take this down and I'm going to put a lid on it and let it rest overnight. And that's it. When I'll come back tomorrow and let you see what I do next. Because tomorrow I will take and empty these in, or empty. I will fill my empty laundry detergent bottles. And then I can store this until I'm ready to use them. So that's it for the laundry detergent. I'll be back for the rest of the recipes and directions in just a minute. Okay, family, for the fabric softener, this is a real quick one. You only need the three ingredients: hot water, your conditioner, and vinegar, white vinegar. And remember, I showed you what I use. Let me get it real quick. One of the things that I use is the El Cheapo hair conditioner for, this is White Rain, but you can use any brand that you like, for my fabric softener. So I'll tell you, this container, which is 18 fluid ounces, this container is almost the amount that you need for the recipe. Almost. Okay, I had a little bit of my Downy left. So this container, which is 18 fluid ounces, is almost 2 cups, and you need 2 cups of the conditioner. So I emptied the whole container in here, and it was just shy of the 2 cups. So what I did was I poured in a little of my Downy and topped it off so that I have a full 2 cups. Okay, this is almost 2 cups. You don't even have to put in the Downy unless you really want to. So I have my hot water here. You can see the steam rising from it. For this recipe, it called for 6 cups of hot water, 2 cups of the conditioner, and then 3 cups of the white vinegar. So we're just going to put all of that into the hot water, and we're just going to mix it up really well. We want to make sure that we get everything. Out of here. I probably shouldn't be using a spoon. I should probably get a spatula, which what I will do. Let me make sure that that's off. And then I'm going to pour in my vinegar. And again, that's 3 cups of vinegar. And I'm going to get my spatula here instead of a spoon. And we're going to blend this up, mix this up really well. But that's it. That's all you really need for your fabric softener. It's really simple. Not a whole lot of ingredients, and not a whole lot that you actually have to do in order to mix this up and do it yourself. So family, one of the things that I would say to you about this is to make sure you have your empty container to store your fabric softener in once it is set. Okay, and now this, you can sit this and let this sit for overnight, but it doesn't really have to. But because I've done the laundry detergent at the same time, and that's going to rest for the 24 hours, if you will, I'll let this rest as well. But just make sure that you blend everything or mix everything well so that it liquefies. You don't want any particles or anything like that to remain. You just want to continue to stir it until it's all completely mixed. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to dip, because you know I don't like to waste anything. I'm going to dip this in here because it's hot. The water's hot. And because the water's hot, it will get the remaining. I'm so cheap. What can I say? I'm so cheap. I don't want to waste anything, if you know what I mean. Okay? Not a thing. I don't want to waste anything. So, especially, you know, when you get to the point where you're making things on your own, you want stuff to stretch as far as it can, because, you know, we're going to get to the point where we're going to have to go old school, and we're not going to be able to go to the supermarket as often as we like. So you got to let this, you got to do this stuff so that it will last, right? So anyhow, that's it for the fabric softener family. We'll go on to the next one in just a second. Moving on to the next, and that is do-it-yourself fabric booster. So we are going to make that and mix that up right now. So what we need is 1.5 cups of the Epsom salt. I just happen to have the Dr. Teal's Epsom salt. You're going to need 1.5 cups of that. And you're going to put that in your bowl. And then you're going to need 1 full cup of baking soda. Okay, 1 full cup of baking soda. So I've got not a full cup yet. So I need to make sure I have a full cup. Not an exact science. A little bit more. And we should be good. So we have about a cup of baking soda. I'm going to pour that in. And then, optional, and that is, I have some fragrance oil here. I don't know if you can see it. It is Crafter's Choice, and I think they have a website. I don't know if I got it from Crafter's Choice or if I got it from Amazon, one or the other. But Crafter's Choice, I don't know if it came into focus. There it is. Hopefully that helps. So what I'm going to do is a fun smell that's kind of neat, and it's cotton candy. So let me mix my salt and baking powder, or baking soda, I'm sorry, not baking powder, baking soda together. Make sure I don't have a whole lot of clumps or anything in there. So just get rid of the clumps if you have any clumps or lumps or bumps or whatever. And make sure that you just kind of blend it all together pretty good. Now what I did was I have a baking sheet out, and I'll tell you why I have a baking sheet. When I followed the directions of some of the other folks that were out there that were making these fabric boosters, they didn't give me any hints on what to do once you put it in a container and in between washes, you know, doing laundry. Mine would stick together. They would clump together, and it was hard for me to use it that way. So I figured, you know what, especially if you're using essential oils, or if you're using the fragrance oils, it will clump up after a while. So I have a baking sheet out. I'm not going to bake anything. However, I am going to put my optional drops of the fragrance oil in. And again, this is cotton candy, and it smells delicious. And I'm going to drop in about 20 to 30 drops is what the recipe calls for. I'll take it and do it as I'm comfortable with the scent. Let's just put it that way. And you do the same thing. It calls for about 20 to 30 drops. If you don't have one of these little pipettes, eyedropper or something like that will work. But you can get these little pipettes at Amazon, and it's just a few dollars. It doesn't cost that much. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my fragrance oil to my container of my baking soda and Epsom salt. And then when I'm done, the added part for me, so that it doesn't clump up as much, is I'm going to lay it out on my baking sheet. Okay? Spread it out as much as I can and let it just kind of air dry. Okay, just let it air dry. And when you're comfortable with what it looks like, and everything looks like it's not going to clump up or stick together, then go ahead and put it in your containers. Before I do that, you can use your empty containers, or you can do like me. I just picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and that's another option too. Colors. Make sure that if you're going to use either essential oils or essential fragrances like I have here, make sure they are for use with your skin, so that you're not going to irritate your skin. So make sure that they are the types that you would use for lotions, or the essential oils that you would use for skincare products. Okay, so don't use anything that's not for the skin. Okay, just a precaution there. Same thing with the colors. If you're going to put color in, make sure that it's something that you can use on your skin. Okay, that's optional. You don't have to color it unless you really want to color it. If you're experimenting like I was experimenting, you want to try it out, you try it out. But I don't think that's something that I really need to do, so I'm going to skip that one for now, the color. But I do like the scent. I like smell goods, just like everybody else. So what I'm going to do is just drop in about 20 to 30 drops. We'll see how it smells as the drops go in, and I'll see how potent it is. I may not need 30. I may just stop at 20. Now that's 20 about right there, and I can tell you it's pretty strong. So this right there, Crafter's Choice, is a pretty good blend of fragrance oils. And again, that was about 20 drops there that I put in. So I may not put any more than that, okay? I'll put the top on that. And then you just want to make sure that you blend everything up really, really good. You know, make sure that you're getting the oils completely in as much of the mix as you can. And then, like I said, I like to lay it out and let it dry so that it doesn't clump up. No one's ever said to do it that way. I got this recipe off of the internet, and I don't know what anybody else does, but I need to air mine. Okay, family. So that's it for the fabric booster. That's it. Simple, quick, easy. Last but not least is our foaming hand soap. So I have a couple of containers here. I'm not going to fill them up for you right now, but we're going to go over the ingredients and the directions on how to make it. This is like super simple. And there are some options that you can kind of add to it. But pretty much your ingredients that you're going to need are any type of liquid soap, whatever soap you decide that you want to choose. I've got, for an example, VO5 shampoo. It's a liquid soap. If you don't want to use shampoo, you can, oops, there I go. You can get something like this. This is for hands, and it is just a generic brand of lavender and chamomile hand soap. So whatever liquid soap that you want to use, you choose. Excuse me while I pick up my container. So I have an empty container here, and I got this one because you can pretty much see through it. So I wanted to show you with this guy here. The ingredients for this recipe are simply liquid soap and water, unless you want to add fragrance oil or essential oils to it, or any type of oil that would promote softening of the skin. You can add that too if you want to, but this is like super simple. I'm just doing the basic, okay? I will add, you know what, why not? Why not just do a little bit of fun? I got the cotton candy fragrance oil here, so why not? So I'm going to do just one. I did not put any water in this because I wanted to kind of show you what to do. So for this guy here, you're going to do like 4 parts water. So let's start with the most. 4 parts water and 1 part of the soap. So an easy way for me to do it is I eyeball it. And if I can't eyeball it, like this container here, you can't really see. I can kind of guess how much I poured in of the liquid soap. So let's say I use the hand soap. You're going to measure out about 1 inch of soap. You don't need that much. Oh, and I should probably tell you also what kind of a container this is. This is an old, I'm going to fill it up to about 1 inch. Oops. Let's see. Put a little bit more in. So about 1 inch of soap. Probably put in a little bit too much. Nah, it's okay. Can you see that? That's about 1 inch of soap. Okay? You don't need any more than that. But this is a special kind of bottle. This bottle is made so that it will allow the soap that's just plain liquid to foam up. So I kept all of my older bath and body containers, but the dollar store sells the foaming bath soap. So if you have any of those empty containers, they are made differently than the regular soap containers. So it's got that little cap to it, I don't know what you would call this, and a spring in it. And this is what helps the soap to foam, okay? So make sure you have that kind of a container. And so what you're going to do next is, in my case, since I want to scent it, I'm going to put in a couple of drops. And you determine how scented you want your soap to be. I'm just going to put in a few drops. I'm going to do like 10. Okay. So I did like 10 drops of the cotton candy. And then all you need to do is fill the rest up. And give me a second, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fill the rest up too, almost to the top, because I want to allow for the cap to go on and I don't want it to spill over. So not quite up to the top, okay? So I'll come back when I have the water in it. Okay, so I'm back with my container. I filled it up the rest of the way with water. I'm going to put the top on. And that you don't want to fill it completely all the way up because you don't want it to spill over, because that's what will happen. So I'm going to lock my top on this one here, and then I'm going to show you. You don't want to shake it up. What you're going to do is tilt it back and forth. And I locked it so that I don't have spills. Okay, so I locked the top so that I don't have spills. I don't know if you can see that, but you can kind of see a little bit the gel of the soap, or the you know, it's a little thicker than the water. Can you see that? So we want to blend. Sorry about that, family. My video cut out on me. So I'm going to go ahead and finish. We have the hand soap here that we blended up really well. And I wanted to show you how it works. So I unlocked it. And I'm just going to go ahead and try to use it. Can you see the foam coming out of the container? And I just want to show you how it foams up. All right. Family, good morning. It's me again, and I am here to show you what I have accomplished yesterday with doing the do-it-yourself laundry detergents, or soaps I should say, because we also we did the hand soap, the laundry soap, fabric softener, and we did the fabric boosters. So plus on top of that we did the hand soap, if I didn't already mention that. But I want to go ahead and show you the end result of the fabric softener and the laundry detergent, since I want to show you what I do after they've had a chance to sit. Okay, well, here we are. This is our fabric softener from yesterday, and the consistency of it is about as thick as it would be, I would think, of your store-bought fabric softener. Can you see that? It's somewhat thick. It's not, it may look watery, but it's somewhat thick. Okay, so that's the end result of our fabric softener. I'm gonna start bottling that up pretty soon. I don't know if I want to leave that in there like that. Oh, I'll put it on my towel. Anyhow, so that's the fabric softener. And then here on the floor, because the bucket is so heavy, is the laundry detergent. I'm gonna get a spoon for that. Okay, so here's our laundry detergent. And remember I said beforehand that there might be a gel that creates itself on top. Well, there's the gel. You see the gel, right? But underneath the gel we have our detergent. And if you start stirring it up, all of it, I mean the gel also is the detergent as well. So this was me uncovering it. So you saw it for the first time, and it had the gel on the gel layer on top. So all I need to do at this point is continue to stir, and I'm going to go into a deep dive with my stir, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to stir it up. So you'll see that this is no weak This is no weak laundry detergent. You'll be able to use this laundry detergent as you would the store-bought stuff. Of course, at a fraction of the price. So, here is my laundry detergent. Of course, like I said, I'm going to stir it up so that it loses a little bit of that thickness, the gelness in it. It's going to lose that so that when we get ready to use it, it won't be like that. However, I will say this, that, excuse my feet, I will say this about the laundry detergent. Every time you get ready to use it, I would suggest that you would go through and make sure that you shake it really, really well before you actually use it. And I'll come back when I'm bottling. So I have gathered all of my empty containers so that I can begin to refill those. And it's just simple. I'm just going to take my, what do you call it? My funnel and put it in the bottles. Well, you know what? Let me turn this around, because what I did first is, hold on, let me see if I can turn this around. Okay, so first thing I do is I clean out I clean my empty containers so that I can prep them for refilling. So that's what I do. Simple, 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 simple. And the next thing I do is get my funnel out and I just begin to fill them. Okay, I have a couple of my empty containers here for the fabric softener. Now this one here, before I get started, this one here already has a little bit leftover in it. So I'm gonna, and this was already my pre-mixed, so it's not what's really on the brand that's out there. It is my pre-mix. So what I am going to do is I'm going to show you. I just use a measuring cup. I have my funnel here, and pretty much I'm gonna scoop in. Simple, family. Simple, simple, simple. And try my best not to make a mess. But I just do that. Excuse my dry hands. They've been in water. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna continue to do that until it fills this container up. And then when I'm done with this container, I have this container here that's ready to go. Now, it probably will not fill up the second container, but then you can always make another batch. So, I know you don't want to watch me fill these up, so I'll tell you what, I'll bring you back when I get ready to do I'll do the same thing with the laundry detergent. You may or may not want to see that, but I'll at least come back with the finished product so that you can kind of see how much this recipe and the other recipe yielded. All right, I'll come back. Okay. I'm back. Don't know the best way to do this, so I'm going to do it the best way that I know how. And so just to show you that I'm going to be putting the laundry detergent, hopefully you can see this and you can see how thick it is. I probably should spend a little bit more time stirring it up, because you can see the thickness. And if you find that you don't like the thickness of the laundry detergent, you can always add more hot water to it. But remember what I said, when it comes time for you to use it, just make sure that you shake up the container, break it down a little bit if it has thickened up again. But if you don't like this thickness and you would like to reduce it, just add hot water, okay? So here is me attempting to fill up my containers. Okay, and so I'm going to do this with each and every one of them until I have all of my containers full. Okay. And then I'll come back to you. So hopefully you were able to see that. And I'll come back and give you some information on how much I use per laundry load as well. All right, family, I'll be back. Family, I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. The yield for the fabric softener, I'm going to say, for the most part, would be, this is the 105 fluid ounces, 28 quarts. I think 3.28 quarts. The recipe would fill up a complete one of these, and you may have just a little bit left over. And so, like I said, that's 105 fluid ounces that the recipe for the fabric softener would completely fill. As far as the laundry detergent, I yielded one bottle that, or one container that is 188 fluid ounces, or 1.46 gallons, completely filled. This one here is 1.17 gallons, or 150 fluid ounces, completely filled. And then also half of this container is filled halfway. And again, this one is a 188 fluid ounce, or 1.46 gallons. So 2 complete large containers and a half filled large container of the laundry detergent. As far as how much I use when I'm going to do my laundry, I honestly will take these guys off. I use these, and I'll probably do 1 to 2 of these cups of this detergent, the do-it-yourself detergent. 1 to 2, but you test it out and see what works for you. 1 to 2 of these cups full for my laundry. As far as the fabric softener is concerned, I do the same thing. I use the caps. So determine how you like your laundry done, and you determine how much you're going to use per load. All right, I hope that this video was helpful to you and that you'll be able to get something out of it. Let me know if you try it out, this as well as the fabric booster and the hand soap. Let me know your thoughts, and I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, and comment. Shalom.